In my infinite wisdom, I decided to shoot this week's video in the outdoors to kind of take advantage of the beautiful fall scenery. I think you can kind of see some brownish leaves back there somewhere. I'm sure this will totally be worth all of the inconveniences that come from being outside, mainly just like noise pollution. I also want to mention before I get into things that I've been doing sort of like weekly videos every Friday for a while now. From now on, we're going to be doing kind of every other week, so it'll still be on Fridays, but I'll skip a week just so I can take more time to work on me, because clearly this is a train wreck right here. Anyway, Thanksgiving video, that's what we're doing. For Thanksgiving, I decided to go with the obvious choice here. We're going to be talking about the 2008 horror comedy film, Thankskilling. See, I guess we'll just get into it, starting off with the plot summary. Basically, this film revolves around an evil turkey that was necromanced by, I think it was like a Native American witch doctor, I think. I think that's what the movie said. Is that a thing? Did Native Americans have witch doctors? Is that a PC thing to be bringing up? I don't actually know, but we're not going to worry about PC standards right now because this movie did not worry about PC standards. But either way, this turkey was necromanced to be kind of like a punishment for the evil white people that, you know, did all the historically pretty bad stuff to the Native Americans. Fair enough, but you know, this is like right after the first Thanksgiving when the movie says this happens, and then the turkey, I forget the reason, but he comes back like in modern times, continues his bloodthirsty bloodbattery. Pretty quickly notice that this turkey this is obviously a parody of slasher movies, and it's going hard into kind of like the bad pun-making, over-the-top characters like Freddy Krueger. We're going like straight for that shamelessly, completely self-aware of what we're doing here. I mean, our monster is this, it's like a puppet basically. It looks ridiculous. If you're going into this trying to take it seriously at all, then joke's on you, pretty much. I mean, moving on, basically the turkey is great. I love the cheesy one-liners, the personality. He's a very obscene, offensive character as well, which is, I think, great for a good horror villain.
You just got
so, you know, that's our villain, who I think is just referred to as Turkey. I don't think he's ever called anything else, even in the second movie. Just called Turkey. So that is our villain, Turkey. And throughout the film, he is targeting a group of, I think they were either college or high school kids, I forget which, but they were going on some sort of a trip to celebrate Thanksgiving, and car ended up breaking down, and they had to camp in the woods where they had an encounter with the turkey, and then throughout the rest of the film, the turkey is trying to kill them. I don't remember the names of any of the characters, which is great. That means I'm really doing my job here. But I'll be honest, I rewatched this movie literally last night, and I decided at that moment that I needed to do a review. I was going to do a different video for this week, but then I didn't do that. I'm doing this now. Usually like to watch the movie twice before I do a review, but this was important, okay? You just hear all the leaves falling and cracking as they get blown around in the wind. This is partly relaxing, partly annoying, depending on the noises that occur. Either way, it's a distraction. What are main characters? There's like, got to use a semi-potty word here, but there's a slutty girl, then there's normal boring girl, normal jock guy, redneck guy, and nerdy guy. And the acting is just amazingly awful among all of them, but I think that's being used to the film's advantage. It's almost kind of like a Tim and Eric kind of thing, where the humor is coming from the awkward, weird delivery of the lines. Something's off, and that makes it hilarious. I also like that the film has like the redneck guy and this nerdy guy are kind of like best buddies, and they got like cute little bromance going on, which is a great way to, you know, fight the stereotypes. Rednecks don't have to just rag on the nerdy guys, they can be buddies too. This movie really took some serious dares back in 2008. Things nobody else dared to do. You know, like that, and just making an incredibly stupid movie. Another character I really like is the sheriff, who is the father of the boring girl character. The sheriff's great. He's just like a very awkward, bizarre character. If one actor gets an Oscar from me for this movie. It's going to the guy that played the sheriff. He's just great. So as you can see, I generally just would recommend this movie to, I guess, people with weird tastes in cinema. I loved it. I thought it was great. It is definitely a little on the non-PC side. I think I kind of mentioned that before, but I'll just mention it again. You know, like they throw around certain homophobic slurs. I think it's all in a satirical sense. Like, I don't think it's to promote hate. It's just a joke. I think the turkey drops the R word a few times, so if that kind of thing upsets you at all, you know, maybe skip this one. This is not trying to be delicate with your feelings at all. This is a vulgar, offensive movie. I'll just make that perfectly clear right now. The opening shot of the film is, for no good reason, a pair of nude breasts. For no good reason other than to just let you know right off the bat, this is not a classy film. There's no other nudity in the film, by the way. I think that was actually it. I can't recall anything else. That's the kind of film you're watching. Hope you enjoy. So this is kind of rambling all over the place, but hopefully this gives you an idea of if you want to watch the movie or not. Now let's get into the rating system. I'll try and make this quick because I'm also going to talk about the sequel after this. Score, I'll do a 5 out of 10. It has some bloody, gross stuff. Most of it's decently made too, as far as the quality of the effects. But it's not like an ultimate gross out gore fest or anything. Like, I've seen much gorier movies. Creeps and the Thrills are both getting a 0 because this is a comedy joke movie. There's no actual tension among anything here. I'm gonna give The Monster an 8 out of 10 because I kind of like the design. It is cheesy and goofy, but it is like that on purpose, so can't really deduct points for that, but I can't give it a full 10 because it's nothing groundbreaking, but I like the design and I like the characters. And overall, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. I love this movie. I think it's great. It's just a fun, entertaining time. Now we're going to move on to the second one, which is called Thankskilling 3. There is no Thankskilling 2. You can't watch Thankskilling 2. It doesn't exist. Plot of Thankskilling 3 revolves around the evil turkey trying to recover the last existing copy of Thankskilling 2, which has been dubbed the worst movie ever made. There's no reference to the previous film at all. Like, it's just like it's doing this really weird meta thing, and they are going deep into it. I feel like I can't talk as much about this movie in full detail because there's just so much, and I didn't really prepare. But I just want to address it really quick. It is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. It broke my brain. Like, I'm just trying to think. There's a lot of puppet characters in this movie for some reason. Like, this one got really weird. The first one was pretty standard, comical slasher villain killing people. We've seen this kind of thing before. The sequel was like, let's not just do the same thing again. And then it was just downhill from there to make this as different as possible. Like, this main characters are just puppets for some reason. There's human characters too, but then there's puppets. There's this horrifying grandma puppet. Like, it actually unnerved me a little bit. Like, I'm probably going to see that in my nightmares at some point. Like, there's something about, like, rubbery puppets of people that just really creeps me out. There's, like, a very surreal quality to the whole thing. And why is it's a human character? Why does the grandma need to be a puppet? Because it makes it more weird. It could have been an actor in makeup, even just an old person playing the part, but no, let's be as weird as possible. Despite all of the insanity of this film, it's actually quite a bit of beautiful cinematography. Like, there's some stunning shots, some nice things are done with the lighting. Pretty competently made film. It looks beautiful in some parts. The first one looked very amateurish, like almost like a homemade movie in some parts. Second one, stunning shots, beautiful. Beautiful shots for the dumbest piece of trash you will ever watch. I don't think I need to say anything else about Thankskilling 3. Let's just get into the ratings for that one. That's the wrong side of the paper. There we go. Did a 7 out of 10 on the gore. This one's a little bit bloodier. Creeps, I did a 3 out of 10, strictly because that grandma puppet really just upsets my brain a lot. Thrills are still a 0 out of 10. Monster is still an 8 out of 10 because it's pretty much the same. I think they might have made the puppet a little bit more detailed for this one, but that's about it. And overall, obviously a 10 out of 10. Chef's kiss, masterpiece. Go watch it. Okay, that's all I gotta say about this. I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. Unless you're, like, I guess, Canadian and you did it already back in October for some reason. How did that happen? maybe you don't celebrate Thanksgiving at all. I guess I should acknowledge some people don't celebrate every holiday. I feel like I made this awkward. I guess just on the day of Thanksgiving, you know, recognized in America, just have a happy day, even if you're not doing, you know, stuff. Okay, let's end this video right now.